The camper van got broken into while we were fast asleep inside it. How? Why? When? How did I react? How am I going to benefit from this? But first, let me tell you exactly what happened. We'd had a lovely day up in the Lake District. I took the partner up there. We went and done the whole tourist thing, you know, going on the boat trip around Bowness, all that sort of stuff. Knowing that I was in work the next day, I thought we'd have a nice early finish so that I could start work early the next day and be well rested. If you didn't know, I'm a driver by trade, so I have to be well rested. Dropped her off around about 5 o'clock in the evening, and we went and parked up in our pretty normal spot. We were all there, always there. We tend to avoid there Friday and Saturdays because the boy racers tend to come. This did happen on a Wednesday, which was rather strange. Anyway, the boy racers turned up at that spot and kind of wouldn't leave. We decided we had to move to get a decent night's sleep. This all happened around about midnight. I had been asleep for a couple of hours before they'd all turned up, and I was awake for around about an hour, and they were still buzzing around with the music going and laughing and joking. No hate to them. If you have that passion, go and do it. My fault for parking in a spot where I knew that kind of happened. But anyway, we moved. We went on to a local industrial estate. My mindset was, I've only got 3.5 hours before I have to wake up. I'm just going to find somewhere local, somewhere easy to get to, somewhere where I can get up in the morning, get sorted and get to work relatively easy. Just an industrial estate. You see a few lorries parked up, you think might be a bit noisy, but for the next 3 hours between midnight and 3:30 in the morning when my alarm was set, I should be able to get a few more extra hours sleep. So that's what I did. I parked up, I got in the back, got my head down, and I fell asleep. A really good night's sleep. Well, that was until exactly 3:01 in the morning. I'm laying in the bed. It's a mess. I'll explain that shortly. Head was at this side, feet were down that side. I had a sheet over that part so no light could get in and all that. It adds a bit of sound deadening too. And then a brick came through that window straight over onto that seat. After the brick came in, an arm followed it, grabbed my work bag and shot back out the window. Now I don't know what had happened. Male instinct kicked in. I shouted, "Oi!" Started flapping around, opened the back door and ran after them. Can you imagine my naked body chasing after somebody down the street? Before I got to them, they jumped in a van and they were gone. Let me show you the next little problem that I've sort of had. I'll have to get in the back to show you this, but again, mind the mess because it is a mess. So we open the back, we get in. So we'll shut the doors. Just like that. Now, whenever I'm in the van, I get my keys, find the lock button and listen. The van is locked while I'm inside the van. However, there is a little latch down the side of the door to get out. So there's me out running down this industrial estate, trying my hardest to catch them, grab my work bag back. There's nothing really valuable in the work bag at all. A couple of tachograph cards and my water bottle, my headphones, my CPC card, just all the stuff a driver would need in his work bag. My lunch. Upon returning to the van though, the whole van's alarm system's going off. I tried to get in the back, realising instantly that I had no clothes on. Went round to the back, grabbed the door, it was locked. Hold on, what's happening here? The alarm's still going off at this time. Side door was locked. This door was locked. What am I going to do? The alarm's going off, drawing loads of attention to the van, while my naked ass is trying to get in the back doors. I jumped out the van, left the keys inside the van, and I'd gone running off. The van had locked itself because it was already locked before I got out. Luckily, to an extent, luckily, the side window was missing. A brick had just gone through. I had to crawl my naked butt through there into the back to get the keys to unlock the van, to disable the alarm system so that the alarm would stop going off, for me to then get back in the van, just get myself sorted, figure out what to do, what's just happened, process what had just happened. I got myself some scruff clothes on, went round to that side door where the window was missing and opened the door. There was still loads of glass shards all around the window, so I got my trusty brush, smashed it all out so the glass would be outside. Obviously there was still loads of glass inside. Always handy to have one of those really stiff bristled brushes, because I just brushed it all off the seat. Then sort of, right, now what do I do? I'm due to get up for work in half an hour. Right, that's 20 minutes. Get everything cleaned up, get everything sorted, and just leave. Go to work. 20-minute drive all the way to work. That was quite a cold drive with that window missing. Spoke to the lads in work, worked out how I could actually still drive without having my tachograph card and my CPC card. I was up earlier. I got into work a little bit earlier. The supervisors at work helped me black bag that window up so no water could get in. It was free from the elements. It was just protected. Luckily, the duty that I was on that day was a 19-hour shift. 2 drivers on a multi-man duty. So we let the first driver, the other driver, go first. I had about 4-hour window then to plan and work out how to get this sorted. First thing, the most important thing, we had to work out what we needed to do. Prioritize everything into a list of what we needed to do, which is what I did. I needed to get the window fixed. I needed to reorder a new tachograph card and a CPC card, because by law I've got to have them, so I need to report them as stolen and then order new ones. Again, that was a cost I wasn't really expecting that day. The new window, I phoned around for a few people, Autoglass being the first one. Consider this is 4:30 in the morning. Autoglass have got a 24-hour hotline, so I phoned them up and just told them the story. They said, how do you want to do it? Do you want to go through your insurance or do you want to pay it directly? Ideally, never having done anything like this before, this is also where we benefit a little bit later as well. I just said, well, I'll do it myself. I don't want to go through the insurance. I wanted to protect my no claims. £668 he quoted me for that side window. I got a windscreen done last year at 230. Why does that cost nearly 700 quid to get it fitted and done and dusted? I thought, nah, I'm going through the insurance. The insurance didn't open till 8 o'clock in the morning, so got straight onto the DVLA, got a new tachograph card ordered, which was a waste of £19. Then I got a new CPC card ordered. That was another waste of £25. You'll know why it's a waste slightly later. 8 o'clock rolled around, phoned up the insurance company. They turned around and said, yeah, okay, we deal with, I forgot the name of the company. Auto Windows? I don't know. An auto glass specialist. That's who we work with. It's only going to cost you £100. That's your excess on your insurance, and it won't affect your no claims. That'll do me, donkey. That'll do me. So this is vitally important that you do have sort of what I call a breakdown fund, a sum of money in your bank dedicated to if anything happens. That's why it's not going to cost me a fortune to get it done, because I already have the plan in place. So this window was ordered only. It's not going to arrive until Tuesday. Oh, great. Here we go. I'm going to have to wait for that. How am I going to drive with that, with a bin bag? He said, we'll make it secure for you. Now, consider this. I'm at work. I can't do anything here. I'm at work. I can't get there to do it. Luckily, I'd left my keys with work. The man on the phone for the windscreen company, whew, amazing. He said, that window, it's going to take you 6 days to get it ordered. We can't fit it until 7 days. We'll book you in for when it's due to arrive in. I was like, fair enough. Until then, I'll come round to your work while you're away at work and I'll repair that or make it so that it's safe. I thought, okay then, how are you going to do that? Me thinking they're just going to put like a plastic wrap over it where I still can't drive and see out the mirror. Plexiglass, a piece of plexiglass you put in. I was well chuffed with that. And this is where it became a bit of a waste of money. Around about 10 o'clock in the morning, after I'd already ordered my CPC card and my tachograph card, after I'd already sorted out all the windscreen, I get some phone call from work. Somebody had found my work bag chucked over somebody's fence. They'd gone through it, found my work details, contacted my company. My company then contacted me and said, your bag's been found. Great, here's the contact details. Amazing, great. Damn it, I've already spent all the money on ordering everything else. Grateful of today's mankind. They've done their research. They've found out who I was, where I was. They contacted work. I contacted my partner and she went round to a lovely little old lady and picked up the bag, gave her some biscuits to say thank you. And we got the work bag back. And you know what? Everything was inside it. Absolutely everything. I even had a pair of sunglasses in the side pocket. I had earbuds in the side pocket. It was all there. Amazing. I got a phone call while I was at work about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was the windscreen man. He said, I've just noticed you've got a crack on your windscreen. I said, oh yeah, that was done by a suicidal squirrel. It jumped off a tree, it got trapped down there, shaking its head, banged its head on the windscreen, and we got a bit of a crack. He says, should we change that windscreen for you in the same claim? It won't cost you anything. I can get the windscreen today and drop it in. Yeah, okay then. Cheers, Gav. Thanks, Gavin. Cheers, mate. Got back to the van that night after spending nearly £50 on the insurance and the extra cards that I needed. Woody didn't save me, did you, mate? No. And I had a new windscreen, all fitted perfectly fine, and this window has been repaired. I'm only showing you this, guys. This video won't be uploaded until this is actually fit, because that'll be a security issue. But piece of plastic in there, all sealed up, secured in, and that's stopping the elements getting in. Now that window, it's not ideal. There's a big split along the top of it. Up there, there's a bit of a wind gap. It's not ideal to sleep in. It's not ideal to live in. So I'm actually spending a few days with my partner in her house. I forgot how nice it was to have a hot shower on tap. Just there it is. But I just can't get used to sleeping in a house. There's too many creaks and noises and stuff, and it just wakes me up every night. And I'm just not well rested that well at all. It's just normal. You get used to it. Out here in the middle of nowhere, all you get is pheasants at the minute. There's the old fox running around and barking. The birds tweeting. Rick's coming through the window. That's about all you hear out here. I'm used to this. I can't wait to get back to this. Massively appreciate the missus for letting me stay there and be a burden. That's also why the back's a bit of a mess, just solely because I've not been in here. I just use it for work now, chuck the stuff in there and off we go. By the time this is uploaded, that'll be fixed, and then I'll be back out on the road exploring everywhere. I am on the lookout for CCTV cameras. I don't know anything about them. I've not got Wi-Fi in this van, so I can't have ones that attach to Wi-Fi. I don't know much about them, so I'm doing the research on that. That's a new installation coming very, very soon, because that has put me on edge a little bit. Be a bit more picky with where I go, where I sleep, and what I do. It's the downside of having a stealth camper that just looks like a van. Unless you truly knew what you were looking at on this van, you wouldn't think that there was actually somebody inside it, would you? But we have benefited from this. Quite well, actually. New windscreen when I didn't expect to pay one. I was waiting until just before the MOT to pay £230 for a new windscreen. I managed to get a new windscreen, that window made secured, and a new window put in there for £100. That's cheaper than what I was going to pay just before the MOT to get the windscreen done. So there's a benefit there. Massive big up to the insurance company. One call insurance. Number two, don't sleep naked. You never know what's going to happen. I've learned a lesson. Don't sleep naked. Another lesson, park somewhere that I know, somewhere that's quiet and out of the way, and not somewhere where potential van break-ins happen quite often. And I'm hoping by making this video, I can earn enough revenue to be able to cover the cost of it, because let's face it, cost of living is going up. Cost of fuel's going up. I've just got a Costco card. Oh my God, I've just got a Costco card. It's the best thing in the world. Cheap fuel. Woo, $1.90. The fuel prices are creeping up again. Why am I on a rant now? The fuel prices are starting to creep up. $1.91 I saw today. I'm like, what? I paid $1.74 at Costco the other day. Bargain. Just because of my job, they let me go there and fuel up. The problem is, because I've been staying with the missus for the past couple of days, I got her Hoover, and I start hoovering out all these little bits of glass. I know for a fact I'm going to be finding glass in this van for months and months and months, but I got it out anyway, just because I had to give her mother a lift. So I wanted the van to look a little bit better, all things considered. Giving it a Hoover, it's a crap Hoover. So I went down to Costco. I thought I'll get her a new Hoover. 200 quid later, and she's got a brand new Hoover. It's a good Hoover though. I like. Should have seen me and her daughter proper running around. The only way to get her daughter to do actual any work in the house is to buy a new Hoover, and she's there doing all the stairs and everything. It was great. I've gone off track. I've gone off topic. How have I benefited? I need around about 15 to 16,000 views on this video, and that'll help cover the cost of the glass anyway. For that to happen, I'd appreciate it if you shameless plug. I'd appreciate it if you watch the video from the start all the way to the finish. Hit the like button and just stick a random comment down there. That's how you get a video to go massive on YouTube. This is a van life disaster that's turned into something quite positive. The way you think about life, a disaster is only a disaster if you make it a disaster. Yes, it's an unfortunate thing that happened, but what are the positives? I've learnt lessons. I've got a new windscreen. I've got a new side window. I've had some epic days with the missus and her children in her house. I've been to work, and I've known me friends as well. The friends that are in work that have helped me out, they've kept hold of me keys until I've got back after work at midnight, and just they've helped me out. And you just learn to appreciate those sorts of things in life. You learn some lessons, you move on, you be happy, even if the world does turn upside down. Always look at the positives. Peace out, guys. We'll see what happens. If you're new around here, consider subscribing.